Hey, Freddy. Looks like you're broken again. The f you looking at, Ford, huh? What up, son? Ah! Oh. Hi. Oh my god, I didn't see you there. Again. Wow, I mean, you're a Sam Fisher, you little f***, aren't you? You like doing that? You like spying on people when they're at their most vulnerable? Huh? Well, anyway, now that you're here, I'm actually super excited that the Harknesians are back again. BoneLab just came out with a simultaneously small and massive update just a few days ago. So I thought I'd pry your eyes open and force you to watch everything new BoneLab has to offer. But before that, look at the graph. Okay, now this is a little bit better than last time, but my balls are still tied together and I refuse to untie them until that subscriber percentage is significantly increased, okay? So once again, I'll tell you what, let's make a deal. Watch this entire video from start to finish. And if by the end of it you find yourself wanting to BoneLab intro yourself, if you know what I mean, you can nuke that dislike button right off the face of the earth and send a murder of crows to my house to pluck out me eyes. Once again, I will gladly dox myself to make good on that deal. But however, if you do enjoy the video, you gotta gently graze that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on the latest BoneLab and VR content. Now, without further ado, let's open the Harknesian gates and get into the video. Alright, first off, we're starting with the world-renowned BoneLab / Boneworks location, Tuscany. Head to the side of the house, and you know the routine, spawn your dev tools. Now you're going to equip your almighty Nimbus gun and fly like an eagle over to this little cluster of houses over here. Basically, you want to fly over here to this cultish statue of a dude who has one too many crabs, if you know what I mean. Grab the ID card from his stupid stone head, then turn over to this flat mountain scenery and head that way. Once you get to the mountain, look straight ahead for a strange break in the wall's grid pattern. Head to that open space and insert the ID card into the scanner. You can now go ahead and push the wall open and step inside. After hitting the button to cycle the airlock, you're led into a large chamber with the lift in the middle to bring you up to the top. But this lift takes forever to come down from the top, so honestly, f*** all that noise. So instead, Nimbus your sweet little ass to the top of the chamber and grab the battery that's barely illuminated by that soothing, not at all creepy red light. Turn around and insert the battery next to the steel door on your right, and bada bing bada boom, you found Tuscany's hidden room. In this room you'll find typical void shenanigans and other tech. Hidden in those blue crates is a new unlockable gun, the M1 Garand. Towards the back end of the hallway, you'll find a comm clipboard sitting on the table, which basically references early iterations of MythOS and questions the stability of these worlds they are creating, which are both virtual and real. Let's spawn a couple of friends to help test this new gun out, shall we?
How's it going?
Doing better now, bud.
Doing better now.
And now for edition number 2, go ahead and spawn into Moonbase. Upon exiting your little spawn chamber, you'll quickly notice the addition of a map revealing how to get to one of the unlockables that was actually already here pre-update. So if, like me, you came to the totally unreasonable conclusion that this new map leads to the new Easter egg, well, eat shit, dummy, you need to be reprogrammed. Instead of going on that wild goose chase like I did before realizing it was only a hoax, from the map location you're going to instead turn right and Nimbus that sexy little bum up to the top of the giant tower. From here, head back to the level's entrance and hook left around the structure. Find the giant steel door and insert the ID card into the scanner. From here you can Nimbus your way up, finding another unlockable as well as a clipboard describing the use of low gravity in order to trap cryptids found in the void. And luckily it seems like they don't have a ton of cryptids to practice this on just yet. Now, in my opinion, this Easter egg is just sort of silly because you can easily fly into the new structure from above using the Nimbus gun to get everything you need, which is exactly what I did at first and then had to pretend like I did it correctly for the video. Anyway, let's go onward. Spawn into the world-renowned Halfway Park, home of the great Ford slaughter of 2022. Now go ahead and spawn that Nimbus Bimbus Fofimbus and yeet yourself to the top of the first building on your left. From the roof, enter the opening below and hook your way around the corner to the right. Here, you'll notice Steve's ID card sitting on the top of a computer monitor. And then, after solving the super fun minigame of placing the ID card in one of your inventory slots, you'll head back outside and Nimbus yourself to the roof of the farmost building with the giant blue pipe connecting it to another structure. Head to the doors in the middle of the structure's roof and shove that card right in there nice and tight. In this new room, you'll find a clipboard detailing just how great of a stress reliever smashing virtual printers is, and encourages you to do the same. Open the vent cover to your right to unveil the long-awaited unlockable printer, another clipboard, and a baseball bat Pokeball on the couch. Now, this next clipboard may actually be a pretty heavy lore drop, making reference to the events in Boneworks as they relate to security director and Boneworks protagonist Arthur Ford. Basically, they highlight their confusion over their boss, Arthur Ford's lack of concern over the whole Melon Belly fiasco and the corruption of the Null Bodies. They're especially concerned about the Nulls in the Time Tower, which seems to confirm that they indeed were trying to open a Void Gate during that section of Boneworks. And the way this is written leads me to believe two things. First, I'm thinking this clipboard reveals cross-communication between the standard Boneworks team as well as the rogue team working on using Melon Belly to corrupt the Nulls. Anyway, moving on. For the next dev room Easter egg, we're loading into the Street Puncher level. By the way, what's scarier than Kratos and his hunky flesh? Kratos' hunky flesh carrying Wolverine claws! Anyway, make your way to about halfway through this level until you wind up here, and grab the majestic keycard glimmering in the light. From here, turn around and head back to where you came from! Okay, but not actually in a racist way. And you can actually do this more quickly just by no-clipping through the giant steel doors. Now, fly above the turret to the structure above and turn around, heading towards the ledge above those steel doors you just passed through. Make your way around this supernaturally dark corner and insert the keycard into the appropriate slot. And honestly, you may need to turn your brightness up for this one just to find the keycard slot. You can now push through the doors, eventually making your way to a small room with 2 chairs set up in front of the TV from the ring. Grab the highly requested lead pipe and trash can metal unlockables, as well as the security guard avatar in the corner of the room. And now you can once again take a gander at the clipboard, this time on the TV. The clipboard speaks of the blissful catharsis the writer derives from beating the absolute shit out of fascist cops. They also make another reference to Arthur Ford, claiming to see him punch his way through the level himself at one point. Now, what implications does this have for the story of BoneLab and or Boneworks, because I genuinely have no clue. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think it means. Next! Alright, go ahead and load into the mine dive level, and you know the routine. First, we're going to head to the roof of the blue building right in front of you, around the corner and onto the ledge below. Here, you'll find another keycard, which you can reverse fart right into your butthole for safekeeping. Don't shove it in too deep though, because all you need to do is jump down to the next ledge in front of you and down onto the ground in front of the door leading to the wishing well. Head through the blue grid hallway into the wishing well room and towards the far left corner of the room, leading to the first security door. Go ahead and fart out your keycard, insert it into the slot, and open them doors, baby! Now head into the sketchy room in front of you and peep the clipboard describing how the room you're in is the energy center of the plate's root system. The writer expresses concern over the foreign feeling they get when they spend any amount of time in said room. And as with the Street Puncher clipboard, I'll need your help decrypting whatever the f this means and how it contributes to BoneLab's lore. Anyway, on your way back out of the room, don't forget to snag that target rat collectible on the ledge above. Then make your way all the way back to the start of the level and proceed through it as if you were going to get onto the minecart. But instead of getting onto the cart, pause once you get to the bottom of the stairs. The next ID card is located on that steel beam right above you. So go ahead, use that Nimbus gun or climb up to snatch it, then make your way around the left corner of the mine's entrance. Insert the keycard, open the door, and make your way into the dev room. In this room, you'll find several nods to the Matrix, as well as another clipboard going on more about the mysterious Great Plate that seems to be creating worlds and wreaking havoc at the same time. But that's it for Mind Dive. Time to load into our next level, LongRun. As usual, progress through the level until you're approximately halfway through, reaching this section shown on screen. Pump those Saber Lake goons full of virtual lead, spawn your dev tools, and defy gravity once again by making your way up to this ledge to grab the next keycard. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, I'm really starting to slack on these descriptions. This has been a lot of writing and revising in one sitting, and I eventually realized I don't really have to be super descriptive, since I'm literally showing you what I'm describing on screen. Apologies to my blind viewers, who I'm sure spend a whole lot of time in VR. Anyway, make your way over to perhaps the most hidden keycard slot in the whole game. Okay, so literally just go to the spot, pull out your keycard, and stick your arm out, and it'll work eventually, I promise. You may need to adjust your brightness for this one as well. After that, press up against the wall to make your way towards a living room type of environment if you lived in a Lovecraftian nightmare. Grab the pizza box collectible and then take a look at the trash handler's comms. Now, this clipboard basically expresses the writer's concerns with the inefficiencies of MythOS's trash handling system. Now, maybe this has some lore implications. In fact, I'm sure it does, because I don't know why else they would put this here, but once again, I'm way too dumb to know what those connections are, so if you know, feel free to let me know. Head on over to the television and read the next clipboard describing why Monogon even built MythOS and these virtual 3D spaces to begin with. Apparently, the whole point is that within a short amount of time, most of humanity will effectively be underwater, and resources will be extremely limited, you know, with that little thing we like to call climate change and all. So the thinking is that if everyone can be immersed in a 3D world that's close enough to reality, they'll be content with remaining inside said simulation with their real-life bodies using minimal resources. Oh, and plus there's a huge financial incentive to build these worlds, but of course I'm sure Monogon never even thought about that. But before you leave, oh, what's this? A new gun? Let's test it out, shall we? And now, for the last significant dev room Easter eggs, we'll head back to the hub. No, not that kind of hub. Grab your Nimbus gun and no-clip your way to the section of the level full of void leaks and absolutely trashed BoneLab offices. Resting on the chair next to the right wall is one of the two keycards in this area. Go ahead and stow this one away for safekeeping in whatever hole you haven't completely obliterated by now. Head back to the area where the giant lift is sitting and drop down to the level below. In front of you, you'll find another door and clipboard.
Everyone should still have access to the lab hub if they use one of the Boneworks backdoor methods. It is a fully self-sustained bridge, so as long as everyone manages to keep a copy of their ID badges. So please keep track of your ID badges.
It seems former BoneLab staff is trying to keep back-channel access between the BoneLab hub and other sections of this area so as to keep Monogon off their trail. Head through the door ahead and read the next clipboard, basically expanding on the first one. Kill the crablets and make your way to the large chamber with the great and wonderful couch sheet collectibles from the shadows. In the far right corner of this chamber, you'll notice another blast door that looks like you can go through it. However, a clipboard sitting right next to it explains that they removed access to this area in order to further keep Monogon in the dark and reduce the risk of being compromised. So yeah, unfortunately it seems all you get from this room is a couple of couch sheets and a droplet of lore, but that's okay, there's another one in the BoneHub level. Head back to the offices area and open the door with the red button in the far right corner of the main room. In the dark back corner of this break room, you'll find the next ID badge of the hub. With a new keycard in hand, make your way to the main area of the BoneHub with all of the different game modes you can choose from. Just to the left of the experimental game mode, you'll notice a vent. Pry that sucker off the wall and make your way through. And okay, now I'd just like to note that I'm so smart that I already found this area, but there is nothing to do with it at the time. Okay, just saying, I'm like super smart, right? Right? Okay, quit dick riding. Progressing through the vent pathway, make your way through the leftmost corridor, eventually finding a chalk-drawn door with writing that's essentially just lying to your face. Insert the keycard in the wall to the right, and this time you'll just phase through the doorway as if you had no clip turned on the Nimbus gun. From this room, drop in the hole landing in the level below. Make your way to the far end of the hallway, climb up the ledge, and boom! You're in a super secret area of the BoneHub that the clipboard confirms is actually outside of space and time and isn't technically connected to the rest of the BoneLab/BoneHub. This explanation is separated into 3 clipboards, the second one describing how Monogon uses the "You're being watched" posters to spy on more vulnerable sections of BoneLab, though the posters apparently do not relay enough information to Monogon for them to determine if anything has gone awry, as long as the saboteur knows what they're doing. The final clipboard explains how this room is only accessible if you don't have MonoSec credentials, which would also prevent you from reading the data on these clipboards. The writer, who is most likely the in-game version of Stress Level 0 developer Alex, reveals his plans to move his operations to a new area of the Voidway, but will leave this room operational to act as a bridge of sorts between the BoneLab and this new redacted area. Should this room ever be discovered by Monogon, its connection to BoneLab and other secret locations will be severed immediately. And my thinking is this is probably an automatic failsafe measure that would kick in if anyone with MonoSec credentials is detected near the room. On your way back out of the chamber, don't forget to hit the big red button on the wall, which will activate the bouncy lift thingy, allowing you to get back up to the floor above. Or, you know, you could just use the Nimbus gun for this too.
Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh! Huh. Oh, hello! Oh, hey Ford. Yeah, we're just having fun, again, as usual. But there you fucking have it. Several BoneLab secrets you had no idea about. Although I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments that you already knew about half of these. And since we can't go over absolutely everything that was released in this new update unless you have, a few hours to spare, here's a list of everything that was released in this newest update. But thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you did make it this far, I'm crossing my fingers and my balls that you enjoyed the video. If so, a deal is a deal. So click, don't hit that like and subscribe button, okay? It didn't do anything to you. You don't need to be a psychopath about it. And why don't you do the same for little likey thumb down in the corner? That's the name for the like button. As it helps a pathetically small creator like myself be not as pathetic, perhaps. Also, be sure to check out my socials linked below, as well as joining our Discord community and becoming an official Harknesian before it's cool to do so. And it will be cool eventually, okay? Anyway, thanks again so much for watching till the end of the video. This has been Harknesius. Peace!